Welcome to Raghava Creation. Maths is easy. Do subscribe our channel. Let's learn maths in an easy and interesting way. Hello students of Standard 7. Today we are going to learn geometry, which is chapter 5 from term 1. And this is exercise 5.2. We have already learned about angles, which is in exercise 5.1, mainly dealing with linear pair angles and vertically opposite angles. For the link, kindly check the description box. Today we are going to learn about parallel lines and transversal. So here are a few examples for you where you can see angles in our day-to-day life. And now we'll move into the parallel lines and transversal. A line that intersects two or more lines at different points is called a transversal. So here you can see two lines A and B, and C is the transversal. So I've given a more clear picture for you. A line that cuts across two or more lines at different points is called as a transversal. So when this happens, you have 8 angles formed. So here the horizontal line is the transversal and you have 8 angles formed. So here is an example of parallel line cutting by a transversal, the rail of the steps. And here also, when either a parallel line or a non-parallel line is cut by a transversal, you have 8 angles formed. Now let's learn about these 8 angles. These 8 angles can be grouped as two neighborhoods. 1, 2, 3, 4 is one neighborhood and other one, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the other neighborhood. And you can also separate them as interior angles and exterior angles. The angles within the parallel lines or non-parallel lines are called as interior angle, and the angles outside the lines are called as exterior angles. So now we'll see about the different types of angles formed. So first one is alternate angles. Alternate angles are Z-shaped angles. So you know the alphabet Z. So in Z you have two angles formed. So they are called as Z-shaped angles. For example, you have in a letter Z, you have two angles formed. So alternate angles are Z-shaped angles, and for parallel lines, these alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are on the different sides of the transversal. They are on the different sides of the transversal and they are from different neighborhood. One will be from the first neighborhood and the other one will be from the second neighborhood. Here again you have interior and exterior. For example, 4 and 5 are interior alternate angles. They are within the two parallel lines. And 3 and 6 are interior alternate angles. Whereas 2 and 7 are exterior alternate angles and 1 and 8 are exterior alternate angles. If the two lines are parallel, then these alternate angles are congruent, or you call them as equal. Next is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are F-shaped angles. You can have the letter F. So here also two angles are formed, so they are F-shaped angles. So corresponding angles are located in the same side of the transversal, and they are also from different neighborhood. So here you have the F-shaped angles. So 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. 3 and 7 are corresponding angles. Similarly, 2 and 6 are corresponding angles. 4 and 8 are corresponding angles. So one is exterior and one is interior, and they are on the same side of the transversal, one from each neighborhood. Next, vertically opposite angles we have already seen. When two lines intersect, the angles formed in the opposite direction are vertically opposite angles or vertical angles, and they are equal. Okay, interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So we saw alternate angles, corresponding angles where they are equal. So now let's learn about interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So they are otherwise called as consecutive angles. So here you have 1, 3, 5 and 7 are on the same side of the transversal, and 2, 4, 6, 8 are also on the same side of the transversal. Here they say that the consecutive angles are supplementary. That means they add up to 180 degrees. Interior consecutive angles add up to 180. Exterior consecutive angles add up to 180. Similarly, 4 plus 6 is 180. 8, 2 plus 8 is 180. So interior consecutive angles and exterior consecutive angles. So if the two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, then the corresponding angles are congruent, alternate angles are congruent, and same side interior angles are supplementary, or otherwise you can call them as consecutive angles. So now let's move on to exercise 5.2. From the given figure, name the marked angles. So in the first figure, you can see 1 and 2. Both are exterior angles and they are outside. So they are exterior angles on the same side of the transversal, or they are exterior consecutive angles. Now let's move into the next one. 1 and 2 again are exterior and they are on either sides of the transversal. So they are called as alternate angles, exterior alternate angles. Next, in the third one, you can see one interior, one exterior, and they are on the same side of the transversal. So they are corresponding angles. Next one, again, you have both within the transversal inside and on the same side. So they are interior angles on the same side of the transversal, or interior consecutive angles. Next, you have them opposite to the transversal and they are interior. So they are interior alternate angles. The last one, you have 1 and 2 marked here. So let's take O and Q as the two parallel lines cut by this transversal. So the two angles, N is the transversal which cuts them. So the angle 1 and angle 2. One is interior, one is exterior, and on the same side of the transversal. So it is a corresponding angles. Now let's move on to the second one. Find the measure of the angle in each side of the transversal. So the first one, you have one interior, one exterior, and on the same side. And as well as they are F-shaped. When they are F-shaped angles, they are corresponding angles and they are equal for parallel lines. So X is equals to 35 degrees because they are corresponding angles. Second one also, you have one interior, one exterior, and on the same side. Again here, X is equals to 65 because they are corresponding angles. Third one again, one interior, one exterior. So they are corresponding angles. X is equals to 45 degrees. Next, X is equals to 135 degrees. Again, they are corresponding angles. Here, the value of the other angle is not given. When the square is marked, it is clear that it is 90 degrees. And here also one interior, one exterior on the same side of the transversal. So X is equals to 90 degrees corresponding angles. Let's move on to the next sum number 3 and 4. Find the measure of angle Y in the following figures. So here you can see they are on the opposite side of the transversal and they are interior. So they are called as interior alternate angle. And if M and N are parallel lines, they are also congruent or equal. So Y is equal to 28 degrees interior alternate angles. Second one, they are exterior and they are also the opposite of the transversal. So they are exterior alternate angles. So Y is equals to 58. Again, third one, Y is equals to 123 because they are interior alternate angle. And fourth one, Y is equals to 108 because they are exterior alternate angles. Now coming to sum number 4, find the measure of angle Z in each of the following figures. You can see here Z and 31 are interior and on the same side of the transversal. So they are called as consecutive angles. And consecutive angles are supplementary. That means they add up to 180 degrees. So Z plus 31 is 180. So Z is equals to 180 minus 31 degrees. So you get 149. The next one also is similar. Z is equals to 180 minus 135. So you get 45 degrees because they are consecutive angles. So third sum, you can see that they are both are exterior and they are on the same side of the transversal. So they are consecutive. So Z is equals to 180 minus 79. So you get 101 degrees. Last one also say Z is equals to 180 minus 22 degrees. So you get 158 degrees consecutive angle. Let's move on to the next one, sum number 5. you have to find the value of A. So when you look at this figure, you have one interior and one exterior, and on the same side of the transversal. So they are called as corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are equal. So 3A is equals to 126 degrees. A is equals to 126 divided by 3. So A is equals to 42 degrees. Look at the next diagram. They are both on the same side of the transversal and both are exterior. So they are consecutive angles. So consecutive angles add up to 180 degrees. So 4A plus 13 plus 135 is equals to 180. So 4A is equals to 180 minus 148. When you add 135 with 13, you get 148. A is equals to 32 divided by 4. So you get your answer to be 8 degrees. Third one, when you look here, they are on the opposite side of the transversal and both are interior. So they are alternate angles and alternate angles are equal. So 8A plus 29 is equals to 45. So 8A is equals to 45 minus 29. A is equals to 16 by 8, where you get A to be 2 degrees. The next sum, A and the other angle are both on the same side of the transversal and interior. So they are consecutive angles and they add up to 180 degrees. So let's take 6A plus 90 is equals to 180. So 6A is 180 minus 90. A is equals to 15 degrees. Find the value of x in the following figures. So again here, they are both are interior alternate angles and they are equal. So 2x plus 15 is equal to 3x minus 40. Bring all the unknown to one side and known values to the other side. So 2x minus 3x is equals to 14 minus 15. So minus x is equals to 25. So you don't have minus values in the degrees. So x is equals to 25 degrees. Okay, third one, second one there, 2x minus 15 and 3x plus 20 are consecutive angles, so they add up to 180. So when you add them to 180, you get the value as 29 degrees. Okay, Anbu has marked the angles as shown in the figure 1 and 2. Check whether both of them are correct, give reason. When you look at that, when you follow the linear pair, it is correct. But since it is parallel lines cut by a transversal, we have to see whether the alternate angles are equal. The alternate angles are not equal. 105 is not equal to 75. And moreover, even consecutive angles are not same. They should add up to 180. So 105 plus 105 is not equal to 180 and 75 plus 75 also is not equal to 180. Since the interior angles on the same side of the transversal are not supplementary, the angles marked are incorrect. When you look at the next diagram, maybe the vertically opposite angles itself are marked wrong. 120 and 60 cannot be the same. Similarly, they are equal actually, but here it is given wrong. And corresponding angles are also not equal. So, since the corresponding angles are not equal, the angles marked are incorrect. Mention two real-life situations where we use parallel lines. Here is an image of it. So let's see where it is used. It is used in the field of architecture and construction. You can see parallel lines in the tracks, veins of the leaf, shelves and racks. Architecture and construction is your windows, the steps that we use, the building, the wall, everywhere they check for parallel lines. Two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal. What is the minimum number of angles you need to know to find the remaining angles? The minimum number of angles you need is only one. The reason is if you have one angle, you can use the concept of linear pair of angles. You can find one more angle. And by the concept of corresponding angles and alternate angles, you can find all the remaining 7 angles. Objectives. A line which intersects 2 or more lines is known as transversal. In the given figure, angles A and B are, they are on the opposite side of the transversal, so they are exterior alternate angles. Which of the following statement is always true when parallel lines are cut by a transversal? Corresponding angles are supplementary, alternate interior angles are supplementary, alternate exterior angles are supplementary, interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. When you take corresponding and alternate angles, they are equal or they are congruent. So all these statements are false. Only the fourth one is true. In the given diagram, what is the value of x? So here we have 1, 3x plus 17, 3, 4, and all that. Now, if angle 5 is 65 degrees, angle 1 also will be 65 because they are corresponding angles. Now, angle 1 and 3x minus 17 are linear pair angles, so they add up to 180 degrees. So, using that, you can find the value of x as 44 degrees. And there we come to the end of this exercise. Thank you for watching Raghava Creations. Do subscribe our channel, like and share with your friends. Thank you for watching Raghava Creations. Maths is easy. Let's learn maths in an easy and interesting way. Any queries or comments, or if you have any doubts to be clarified, kindly give your comment in the description box and we will solve it. Thank you.